Hello again, everyone. Okay, so what we're going to cover now is some more of the basics, and I'm going to show you a fight between myself and a guy named Toasty. What I'm trying to show you with this particular video is the benefit of upgrades. Okay, my composition right now is I have a couple Archons, a couple Dark Templars, and I'm warping in a bunch of Zealots because I just got through upgrading leg speed probably about a minute before I started recording this video. And so what that enables is, as you might know or you might not know, is leg speed allows the Zealot to charge in and close the gap between themselves and somebody else. Because they're a melee unit, they have to get up onto something. So I have charge on my Zealots. On my Stalkers, I have blink, which, if you're not familiar with that, what it enables you to do is to move different spots on the map within line of sight. So as long as they can see where they're going to try to land, they'll go there. Doesn't cover huge distance, it only covers some small gaps, but it enables you to close the distance for that. If you look, I've upgraded my plasma shields. That not only upgrades the units that you have out, your melee units, or not just melee, but any war unit that you have out, but also your defenses. If you notice, my pylons have one more armor. My structure, my Nexus, has one more armor. Even my photon cannons have one more armor. So it really benefits to upgrade all of your units as much as you can, especially if you think that this is going to be a long game. If it's going to be a short game, you don't really have time to pull this off, but if it's a long game, go for it. So right now I'm even researching upgrade weapons level 3. The reason I'm mentioning all of this is because our friend Toasty here has a massive army. He went nuts with the Immortals. But look, they have no armor upgrade, no plasma shield upgrade, and no weapon upgrade. So effectively, they're almost the same as a starting unit. I might have less units. If you'll notice, my total amount of units here looks to be a bit smaller, and I've got a mix, whereas he has mostly Zealots and Immortals, which means he's going to have to go solidly ground. And as we see here, he's pulling in his first third tier unit, which is a carrier, and it has no upgrades. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up to a little bit faster speed, and you're going to see us engage somewhere about here on the minimap. Because I don't have as many units, technically I would have lost this entire thing if it were not for the armor upgrades and all the other upgrades, the weapon upgrades and things like that. He decided, even though he has a billion Immortals here, he didn't make that many observers. He really should have, because he should have taken this army in with at least one, if not two, observers. That would have given him the ability to see that I had a few Dark Templars. And Dark Templars and observers just don't go well together, right? Because if the observer can see the Dark Templar, then they don't do as much damage. So I'm going to slow it down here just a little bit. Watch the engagement. So it just so happened he was attacking exactly at the same time I was. And it's just a mess. Part of the problem was I was actually looking away when I had sent my units in. I was looking at my mini-map in a different spot. Now I pull back because I wanted to get some help from my photon cannons. It's not much, but it weakens them down just a little bit, and it also, I can warp in some new units. So why did Toasty lose? Well, it's a combination of a couple of things. My upgrades definitely helped. It probably wouldn't seem like it helped it much, but it tore through Immortals, which already have their own shield system. So it should have. He should have decimated me. Really should have. So right off the bat, that helped give me the little bit of the edge I needed. The second thing he did, which was kind of crazy, is if he had this many robotics facilities cranking out all those Immortals in between one Immortal being made, or two Immortals from these two units here, he could have made at least 2 observers. Sending in all of that with the observer would have killed every single one of my Dark Templars, because they would have seen it and he could have focus fired them down. Once my Dark Templars are down, he could then have just mopped up the rest of my units. My Dark Templars was what really kind of put me over on that particular matchup. So, benefits of upgrades. When you know you're going long game, try to make at least 2, if not 3 forges, and just crank out the upgrades. Look at all this money he's got. He should have been making upgrades, and I'm pretty on top too, just because both of us were in the fight and we weren't paying attention to building things. But you know, both of us had quite a big of, as Day9 likes to put it, money in the bank. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helps you a little bit. Try to get some upgrades for your units when you can. It really does help.